Papua New Guinea's Prime Minister Sir Michael Somare has accused Australian mining giant Rio Tinto and its subsidiary Bougainville Copper Limited of calling the shots during the Bougainville War. In an explosive affidavit obtained exclusively by SBS, Sir Michael alleges that Rio played an active role in military operations during the crisis. 15,000 people died in the conflict between 1989 and 1997. As our senior correspondent Brian Thomson reports, the revelations are complicating Rio Tinto's attempts to reopen the highly profitable mine.
In its heyday, it was the biggest in the world, a rich deposit of copper and gold, which conquering powers down the generations have tried to get their hands on. Bougainville Copper's buildings now fighting a losing battle with nature and speaking volumes for a past that promised so much and delivered so little.
Well, this is it, the Panguna mine. The war that broke out here after the mine was closed down claimed the lives of some 15,000 Bougainvillians, around 1/10 of the population. The Papua New Guinean government was desperate to reopen it because it provided the government with 20% of its revenues.
The people of Bougainville got a little over 1% and a polluted environment into the bargain. In 2001, in the aftermath of the war, many of the islanders launched a class action against BCL's parent company, Rio Tinto, in the US courts.
I was addressing jurisdiction with regard to extraterritoriality.
The case has been bogged down in a dispute over jurisdiction for more than 10 years, preventing the allegations from getting a public hearing. The lawyers for the landowners accuse Rio Tinto of genocide, citing its support for the blockade of the island and the military action that ensued after the revolt against the mine began.
What hasn't been revealed until now is the powerful support the people of Bougainville had when they launched their class action. None other than Papua New Guinea's Prime Minister Sir Michael Somare providing the court with this sworn affidavit alleging that it was Rio Tinto that was calling the shots during the Bougainville War, forcing the PNG government to launch the blockade of the island and the military action in order to reopen the mine.
Obtained exclusively by SBS, the affidavit written in 2001 when Sir Michael was in opposition states that because of Rio Tinto's financial influence in PNG, the company controlled the government. The government of PNG followed Rio Tinto's instructions and carried out its requests. BCL was directly involved in the military operations on Bougainville, he said, and it played an active role. BCL supplying the helicopters which were used as gunships, the pilots, troop transportation, fuel and troop barracks.
I find it quite surprising he did say those things because he knows they're not true.
The company may deny the claims, but those fighting on the ground at the time share Sir Michael's recollection of events.
Rio Tinto and Bougainville Copper Limited were big guns. I mean, they're bigger players in Bougainville at the time. And money speaks, money is power. And they had so much influence over the decision-making process.
It didn't surprise me. All the time we knew about that. We knew that BCL was financing this war on Bougainville. It only confirms our suspicions.
PNG opposition leader Belden Nama spent 5 years in jail for defying the then government's decision to bring in mercenaries to end the crisis. He has bad news for BCL.
If we want to bury what has happened, it would be good to look at a new company coming in, I believe. You know, totally new company, totally open up an entire negotiation again, with having in mind that the landowners must get the maximum out of their resource.
BCL had been hoping to reopen the mine within 3 years. That now looks unlikely. In Bougainville, Brian Thomson, World News Australia.
And you can see Brian's full report on that exclusive affidavit on Dateline tonight at 8:30 here on SBS One.